The price of apathy towards public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. Plato. This was said thousands of years ago, and it could have been said by someone yesterday, and it would have applied. There are a great many other quotes from other great leaders historically talking about apathy. And right now in America, it is the biggest problem we have. To be very clear, I don't know that even the most devout Trump supporter can rationalize or explain what is going on between Elon Musk and the president. One day they're in the Oval Office and shaking hands, and Mr. Trump gives Mr. Musk a golden key to the White House, and everything's fine. And the next day, the guy with $400 billion says that the shining jewel and achievement of the guy on the right with, I guess, $10 or $20 billion, the big, beautiful bill, he describes it as an abomination. Now, people hear all this and think, well, not much I can do about it. And then they just go about their way. Pork-filled, disgusting abomination, Musk on Trump's big, beautiful bill, literally one day after Trump gives this guy a golden key to the White House. Folks, the biggest psychological operation going on right now is the one that is convincing you not to care and not to give a damn, but it gets even worse. Now, if you'd like to get the nuts and the bolts of how psychological operations works to snap out of this haze that people are in, join us. Florida Maquis Patreon channel. We got hundreds of videos going back many years. You can go back and start from the very beginning, learn about the 24 cognitive biases, the 24 logical fallacies, see exactly how the media uses them to make you just give up and not care about things that are going to affect you directly. There's 4 levels over there, 2, 5, 10, and 15. God bless all of you who have joined us over there. I very, very much appreciate it. You are keeping everything going, both here at the YouTube side and over at the Patreon side. Pardon me. Almost beating this cough. Let's get right to it, though. Let's get right to it. There are 2 channels out there right now on YouTube. The Patriot Nurse, Lynn Liaz. Both of these women are Jewish influencers, and they're in mortal danger. Because we have people right now in this country who are not apathetic. They are attempting to establish a Muslim caliphate in this country, and they are keeping the residents of this country in a state of apathy using one tactic and one technique alone. How many of you ever known anybody to grab I don't know, whatever weight measure you want of the certain green leafy thing and partake in it and then think, you know what, gosh, now that I've done that, I am motivated to get up and fix this in my life and go over here and take care of these things I've been meaning to? No. That isn't what happens, is it? That isn't what happens. See, they paint all these pretty pictures about it, but it's an escape. It makes you not care about anything and not want to do anything about anything. See, clearly this guy's not partaking in that. This is the guy from Colorado. From Boulder, Colorado, where the entire state basically is one giant weed farm, where everybody just smokes it all the time for whatever reason all day long. And nobody cares. Nobody cares that a guy went out and took a weed sprayer, a pressurized weed sprayer, filled it with gasoline, sprayed a bunch of elderly Jewish folks that were just peacefully walking down the street, sprayed them with gasoline, and then threw a Molotov cocktail at them. And nobody gives a rat's ass. The only thing the government cares about is that he was here illegally. That's the only thing they care about. Planned for a year, he was here illegally, let's blame Biden for it. That's all they're talking about. Folks, what is it going to take If you woke up one morning and found out that Lindley Oz or Patriot Nurse, something bad or horrible like that happened to them, would you get off your keisters and do something then? Most of America probably would not. In fact, if you Google Boulder, Colorado attack victims, you won't find a single picture. In fact, what they'll show you is the victims of the Colorado supermarket shooting from years ago. They won't show you a single thing but this guy, and then try to make him look, like somebody that you should be empathizing with. When they first reported it, they said that the motivation was unclear. When the guy was clearly anti-Semitic and was attacking Jews because he was a Muslim. These people have a plan. These people sell drugs and finance their war with drugs, but they don't use them. This is why we've been fighting it here in Florida. This legalization of weed thing. Because it makes people en masse apathetic. Remember the inmates? Remember the inmates from Louisiana that escaped, that nobody in the jail seemed to, for 8 hours, know about? And they ran across an interstate. 11 of them just ran out, and then they ran across, and nobody on the interstate decided to pick up a phone and say, hey, you know what? We just saw, half a dozen guys in Prison Orange sprinting across an interstate right next to a prison. Somebody might want to check on that. Nobody did. Nobody did. Apathy. This is the problem. This is the issue. Lawrence Overmeyer. Apathy is the slow poison coursing through the body politic that paves the way to tyranny. Forget bread and circuses. Add in the drugs, too. Aristotle. Tolerance and apathy are the last virtues of a dying society. So I guess, and you can look up quotes on apathy, and you'll be stunned at how many major historical figures have pointed to apathy. People just not caring, not saying anything, not getting involved, as being the reasons for societal collapse, no matter where you were. And we're getting right to that edge. So I'm going to not sit by and not say anything about this, because I know two people individually that I've had personal conversations with that I believe are in much greater danger than maybe even they believe they are. Lindley Oz and the Patriot Nurse. Because there are people out there right now that will simply target them based on the decisions of the government of Israel and what they may or may not be doing in Palestine. Let me say this again. There are people in this country who will think it's a righteous thing to do to go to commit violence against people of the Jewish faith in America because of the decisions made by the government of Israel. Does that make any sense whatsoever? If anyone were to turn this around and say that we're going to go commit violence against someone of the Islamic faith based on the decisions of the government of Iran or Saudi Arabia or Pakistan, that would be seen as horrific, wouldn't it? Just a random person here in this country. But people are silent when it comes to this, or people are silent, try to make excuses and say, well, I guess they just shouldn't have been Jewish. And the irony of all ironies is that there's a lot of folks out there who are messianic Jews, Jews that believe in Jesus, and they'll still be attacked because these people don't care. You see, these people, the evil ones, are not apathetic about life. They're like, well, yeah, I'm a Muslim, but, live and let live, and I'm just going to go about my day, and whatever happens. That's not how they think. But it seems to be how America thinks now. Or they don't want to be seen as taking sides or getting involved. People need to speak up and get involved, like right now, about this, or it's going to get way, way worse, and it's going to get out of hand. And as we can see, the only thing the government cares about is that, well, they can make political hay out of it. The guy that did this thing was here illegally. Does that matter? Who remembers the Fort Hood shooting? The guy who was the U.S. Army officer, who was clearly here legally, member of the U.S. military officer, who went on the shooting spree at Fort Hood. Does that matter? See, they can't make political hay out of that, can they? Folks, people need to start stepping up, speaking up, being more vigilant, and making a much bigger deal out of this. Everybody out there I know has some level of social media, and it gets tracked. So I'll leave it there. Folks, pray for Lindley Oz. She just actually had to move because of the massive amount of censorship that's killed her channel. She used to be one of the big heavy hitters out here. Same thing with the Patriot Nurse. Pray for both of them. Pray for me. I'll pray for you. Pray for each other. Lift each other up. God bless. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.